Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a, I don't know, it's Trigger Warning Channel message. Just kind of like some things are coming to me. Just want to say congratulations for the Divine Feminine energies. You have came a long way. I thought about how the Divine Feminine energies from the beginning of this year now, which was really contributed from me looking at K Moon's video, stated how the Divine Feminine energies has really came through a transformation. Through a lot of things, a lot of phases that we have been through, stages, a lot of planetary shifts. And the Divine Feminine energies is not only just what we're saying, just one of those that's in the male avatar, but those are in the female avatars. Is also, most really especially, let's put it that way. We're now moving into the energies of redefining. They're showing me like a sculpture. So this last part of September, moving into October, we're being sculpted, we're being molded, we're being shaped, we're being created into the divines that we need to be. Interesting enough, the last part of October, it goes into us. That's always the day of the day was November the 1st. Where we, on October the 31st, we celebrate, Halloween, or you say the dead, or things that I would say in this time you're looking at October the 31st would be like, what kind of ways have you been masquerading that you need to, in this turn, let die? The last thing, the last mask, we think about these emotional masks that we're wearing, and this is this channel, so this is channel message that are coming to me, and we've been wearing these masks. Who have we been masquerading as Divine Feminine energies? Have we acted like Superwoman when we're like it? Sometimes we just wanted to just play mom, or have we acted like we're playing mom, and which sometimes we feel like we just want to play back to those days when we were single or something like that. But whatever it is, it's like we have not been, as Divine Feminine energies, true to who we are. And so we're taking time out to now to kind of really now redefine ourselves, redefine who we are within. What are some things that we're no longer going to accept, we're no longer going to tolerate, we're no longer going to accept as ours? Interesting that they bring it to me about the next is November 1st, which is in Hispanic cultures is honoring the Day of the Dead. Looking at those ancestors that became before us and finding a way of how can we honor them by taking the path that they shown us and now taking it like a 2.0. I might be the Bookers, but the Booker 2.0. How can I take that and elevate that to the next level? I may be made in the image and likeness of Source. Now, how can I take that to the next level? How can I truly become, no pun intended, Source's playground? We know that these last 3 months of this year is really a big, like they say, a powwow. All coming together. All calling things. They're showing me like Indians going around, Native Americans going around in a circle in the fire, and calling up all these spirits and ancestors and everything to really get this thing going. I hear the Ethereal Sorceress, she's talking about this spiritual warfare thing that's going on, and you hear Benita saying again that it's some things, it's time for us to get ready. I keep on saying, for me, I name it the big examination. I mean, you should be studying. We got a lot of these energies. This new moon that came in brought in this great big newness. And this newness brought in this energy of saying, you know what, I want what I want. And from this point on, I'm going to set the intentions and the purpose that it is so. We lost here Ruth, the judge, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, very powerful woman. She held on until the end. My mom always says it like she just really don't want to get up that seat. She's like, she gonna, if she can, because she would go for a treatment and in 24 hours she's like, I'm back on the job. I just cannot. I cannot. It's too much at stake. But I always say that when you have those people that pass on, in order for them to go on ahead and say, I give up this, as Kathy D say, meat suit of this earthly body, I'm moving on, you can always know and be guaranteed that there's something greater coming. There's a purpose for that, to say, to relieve that void, that have that opening. She showed us as divine feminines to understand that, to look outside of yourself, that there is something greater. There's a greater purpose. You know your value. You know your worth. You know your reason why you're here. And how sometimes you got to push past your limitations. Even if that limitations is your meat suit. Maybe even if it's the way people view you or think. You got to push past those limitations. This is where we are, divine feminine energy. So this is really like a chat to the divine feminine energies, but especially the divine feminine energies housed in the feminine body. To understand, they're like doing piping or some kind of fixing foundation of a house next door. And that's really what is a nice cute is saying. That's what we're doing. We're kind of rebuilding the foundation of who we are. Let me take these shoes off because something is rubbing the wrong way. We now, according to K Moon, saying we are not at the point that we're changing of the guards. And now it's going to be the divine masculines turn. Excuse me, just take the charge and start changing. The divine feminines has been there, so now they're going to be where we are, where we're getting hit. They're getting hit all different kinds of ways. Now, let me say this because it came out in the playground, and I thought that was just the most mind-blowing experience that I had, that I seen it, and Kathy D, and we seen the same scene, and we were taken to the same place of a gymnasium where there were divine feminines literally just plopping and sitting Indian style, locking arm in arm and not moving. And I want to say this to you all. These divine feminine energies in these female avatars, it is not time for you to sit and be inactive. Now, if you're going to be inactive, which means you're feeling like, okay, yeah, it's y'all turn. It's the divine feminine masculine's turn. It's about time you get some of these lessons, just like I have. I've been through the school of hard knocks, and spiritually I've been get hit all upside the head with all this stuff. You got to remember, you got to keep on moving. You got to remember that you're also a divine masculine energies as well. This is not something that we're just pushing on the divine feminine energies in the female, and it's not saying, oh, well, I'm a female, that ain't got nothing to do with me, that's all the male. This is, again, when we talk about divine masculine energies, we're talking about how are you moving or in action outside of yourself. Where is it that you've been stagnated on? Where have you been sitting on the fence, just like the divine masculine energies that we've seen all along? Has it been telling you all along to leave that job? Has it been telling you all along to leave the relationship that you're in? Has it been taking you all along to stop living in your parents' house because you need to gain some independence, or you don't need to be in karmic relationships anymore because that responsibility of the karma that the parent had put on you, I don't know who I'm talking to, is now over with. I think it was K Moon is saying, no, it's Behatilife, was saying some of us that's in these spiritual roles, because everybody is a spiritual leader. Rather you're leading yourself or you're leading a course of 10 or 10,000, you're still a leader. Understanding that we're at the point that some of us have come just to lead some people for a certain amount of time, for a certain amount of season. Some of us is just to stop, drop, and roll. Stop and tell you what you're doing wrong, drop some knowledge on you, and to roll on. Now, myself and other spiritual people that I have talked to, we've gotten the same message. Some of us is not being directed to be on here all the time, every day, at 24 hours like that. God bless those that are. I'm getting pulled into 2 different directions. Some kind of way I've asked several readers, I've asked several people and asked them to tell me what is going on here. Am I one or the other? And they're saying right now, Spirit says it's both. I got to help the babies. I got to be in the 3D. And I got to help you all. And I got to help myself. I'm first. So in order to juggle all those 3 things on there again, like I said, and I do feel that one of them, again, is I come, I drop, and I move on. And that's what I do. I come and I drop, and I move to the babies, to my 3D job. And then I come and I drop, and then when I'm finished with them, I come to this. Some of us, again, spiritually, I've told you this before, and Spirit about that to me again while I was eating, that said, we're going to start directing some of these people that you all look at. They're going to be non-existent. We're going to move them to go to another direction. So I'm kind of preparing you all for that, because some of us that have gotten this gift, they're going to ask us to go into the secular and bring that gifts and talents and abilities that we have there to help in the 3D world. It's not the opposite. Like some of them been directed to get out the 3D world to help the spiritual. And they're going to say, no, my gifts is the time is now. It ain't about the YouTube. It ain't about the subscribers. It's getting it to the point that I want you to take that gift about how you able to read people and see people. And I want you to take that into the 9-to-5 job or into whatever it is and into the world and use that gift. So I'm kind of semi-preparing some of you all to know that some of these people that you dearly love and you see are going to be called to say, Spirit is going to say, I need you. You're like, but I got my, what I say? I need you. But I want to get that YouTube thing that's got that award, that's got that play on it, and I'm right there. And it's like, so what happened? I'm just like 500 shy. And it's like, what'd I tell you? Oh, man, dang. So, this is channel message, I'm warning you that too. Okay? Because, again, at the end of the day, I was watching and listening to Alicia Keys' song. It's about me. I think about also watching with Jane Fonda and Bill Meyer, and he was saying to her, he's like, you know, you really have evolved as a woman. And she's evolved from, he said, you know, from when you first started off. She said, yes. He said, because when I first came out, I was like a wallflower. I was underneath my father, you know, Jane Fonda, the daughter of the famous actor, and what's that, Lord? Jane Fonda. What's her dad's name? All I remember is just Fonda. I can see him. He's showing me Henry Fonda. Those things. And so, you know, she's like, I had to live out underneath his shadow. That would be us. If you follow her key in life and how she came out of it, she's like, I had to get out of my father's shadow. That's us. Divine feminine energies have to get from underneath that family dynamic, that family paradigm, that family beliefs. And then she said, I moved in, and then it was just life, relationships. That's just us getting with other people, seeing people, being in love, not being in love, moving from that into, she said that somebody had given her actually a book. For us, that would be somebody giving us knowledge, whether it's you looking on YouTube videos or somebody telling you a word or someone's doing that, they help you to say, hey, this is how you can be divine. She said when she got that book from some soldiers and she felt like, hey, I'm not doing enough. I don't know what my purpose is. That's what she was saying. She said, I was just here. I had no purpose. And she said, when you're doing that, you're just breathing. You just don't have any purpose. She said, and then I moved into the next thing, which was, she said, after I read that book, I started going out there protesting. You know, Jane Fonda, she protests. She said, I've been arrested 5 times. She said, but put in jail once. And she said, you know, after a while, she said, when I started doing that and I had a cause and I had a purpose, that is what made me feel like I'm living now. And that's the same thing, just like if I watched the Playground Experience, she found her mission. That's why I said last night I corrected Kathy D, and I was like, there's nothing wrong with the mission. It's the way we're viewing it. That was a mission. Her mission was to find something other than just breathing. And that's what Spirit is telling us to do that. What is it that we need to do beyond just breathing? This is where we are in the divine feminine energies. That's that inside thing. Well, again, what is it that I need? Like I said the other day, making the playground. Create a list like Behatilife said of 7 things that you're grateful for. And then 3 things that you're missing. What things is going to bring you out to say, it's going to help me to know it's beyond just breathing. Just me taking up space, as Mom says, in this earth. What else is it that I need to let me know, that anchors me on and knows I exist. I be. I am. This is where we are. I say this is like the final countdown. As K Moon says, the last punch of rounds that we got here for divinity. How we look, how we are, where we're going, you can determine. But I don't want you to get to the point again that you're looking to your divine counterpart. Right now, it's been, and I've said this before, it's about you and about you getting right with your soul and you being all right in it. And although a lot of people say unions are coming, you need to look at it as saying that's nice, but let me keep on doing the job. Because again, that's just like anybody saying that you do that, you get overexcited, you get overzealous, you miss things, you mess things. It's like, I call it, my famous thing is, that's nice, that's information you gave to me, I'm going to put it in my back pocket. And I'm going to keep it moving. Because again, that gives away from you having that expectation. But again, I always think about, remember, a lot of times you put things in your back pocket, you might get the same pair of pants maybe a week later, you're like, oh, here's $5. Say, oh yeah, that's right, when I got change at the store, I didn't feel like finding my purse, I just shoved it in my back pocket. Now later on it becomes a what? A blessing. Like, oh my God, I got $5 that I didn't know. That's how you want to treat, thank you, Spirit, that's how you want to treat that union. You know you got it, forget you got it, but then when it happens, it's truly a blessing. And on that note, I let Spirit drop the mic and have the last word, because that was a good one. This is where we are. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you.